rice or anything that isn't processed. So they figured by processing it, putting a little money into processing it, they can get a lot more money from you. So just avoid all the processed foods if you can, not just because they're unhealthy, but because they're overpriced too.
Yes, and there's a very big movement that we probably all heard about buying organic or buying fresh, right? Buying fresh food, because again, there's been a lot of research, done on, buying processed food or food that has a lot of preservatives in it, and we're not saying not to buy it, but that it's healthier to buy fresh, if you can, to buy those things that even though they perish quicker, they tend to be better for you, and they might, it varies from place to place. It might be a little bit more expensive, but it's, and all the while, sometimes even just more beneficial for you. It saves you money in the long run because it'll save you on your doctor's bill or medication that you might get if you stick to buying foods that are too processed. So just keep those things in mind that, do the things that are in better interest for yourself. And like the gentleman was saying, try to avoid things that are highly processed, as much as you can.
And I would like to add something to it. Maybe it will come from my nutrition.
Yes.
It is important to be wise when we are going to buy our food. Okay? And as I always say in my presentations, I'm going to buy this product to eat it. What is the reason for me to eat? Enjoy that food? Yes, I like to enjoy it. Celebrate with that food? Yes, I like to celebrate because we are very good for celebration. Mostly us Latinos are not that. We're good. Yes, but what is that this product is going to give me for my nutrition? What is going to give me? What is my body going to get from this product? Okay? So when we buy something processed, besides getting less nutrients, we are getting additives and all kind of things that we don't know where it is. Lots of fat, lots of salt, lots of other things, sugars that we don't need. And what is that we are getting from that? So it's not a wise buy. Processed food from a package, better get it from fresh. And if we think about fresh produce in a farmer's market, that's fresh, really fresh produce, okay, that has more nutritional value. Remember that if that fruit or vegetable was picked up days before, the nutritional value goes way deep, down. Okay, so yes, let's save money. Those points are excellent. But let's, first of all, keep in mind, what is this product going to give me to my body? How is my body is going to live out of this product? That's important. Another point that I want to mention, be careful with coupons. Coupons are excellent if you're going to buy that food, that product. Sometimes are products that we don't need. And if you don't need it, don't buy it. Even if you have a coupon. Yeah. Okay?
Yeah.
Other times, you see a coupon, $1 off. Check the price with $1 off and compare with another product without coupon, and sometimes it's less expensive. So those are, although I'm not saying don't check coupons, go and get them. And if you're going to use them, good, save some money there. And there are some supermarkets that will give you double coupon. Yes, ma'am.
Why don't they have coupons for fresh food?
Because in
There's as much a margin on
there's
it.
Remember that when they manufacturing
profit
products, they will add what they call added value, by processing.
And flipping you off.
Yes, it's like this. Can you go back to the potato chips?
Oh, yeah.
How many potatoes do you think are in one package of potato chips?
2.
maybe
Oh,
2.
potato chips.
Maybe one.
One.
Here, they are
Yeah.
thin, very thin.
Mm-hmm.
And check the amount of fat in one of those. Really check it. And the price, $3.99. I cannot see it.
$3.49.
But no, there's one with potatoes. Well, whatever. But a bag of potatoes, sometimes 5 pounds of potatoes, sometimes is less
$3.99, yeah.
expensive than
Yeah.
a bag of chips.
Mm-hmm.
And what is that? This is going to leave you. This is what it's going to give you to your body, nutrition-wise.
Is there a difference? Because I know that the 99-cent stores now have fruits and vegetables, which I find to be.
And yeah, that's
At
actually,
first glance, I was like, oh, this is great. So now I'm wondering,
most
like,
of that
does that
food
mean that
is ready to eat. Like
Yeah.
it's there, and it's the day that you see it, it's ready to be eaten, because if it lasts more than that, it pretty much comes from other stores or other places where it hasn't been sold. So it's not as fresh as you probably would want it to be, but you actually can find some, some food that is ready to eat, but you better eat it within the day or two that it's
That's why
there.
if you eat fresh, your tip about shopping once a week doesn't
Yes.
hold. Because if you're buying fresh fruit and vegetables, you will probably want to shop 2 or 3 times a week.
And the only
Yeah.
thing that you have to be careful about it is that if you shop 2 or 3 times a week, if I go
It's
to the
expensive.
supermarket 2 or 3 times a week, I will end up buying what I don't need each time I go to the supermarket. Mostly if I take one of my grandkids. They will go and grab here and grab there, and I end up compromising, okay, just one thing. But that one thing, just times 3 or 4, I mean, it's a lot of money.
And if you go just the once and you get, go down your list and get exactly, most produce, most fresh food will last at least 5 days, and it'll be fresh enough within that time. So try to limit yourself in that sense, because like Gloria was saying, that's a lot of time. You can spend up to 2 hours in the store trying to get what you need, and it's a lot of time, if you go 2 or 3 times a week, I think.
And
So
gas.
keep that in mind.
Well, the supermarket and the food manufacturers are our adversaries. We can't let them outsmart us.
I agree. I
Adversary, our enemy.
yeah, no.
I saw this, I don't know, it's mainstream television, but they have the new show, Extreme Couponing.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was thinking about it, I was like, wow, that's a great way to outsmart, the markets and the big manufacturers, and like people getting, over $1,000 worth of stuff, literally for free almost sometimes, but at the same time, I'm thinking of what you were saying, so do you really need all that? And I'm like, why do you need, 40 boxes of cereal?
And sometimes, like, one thing that I like to do personally, and I'm sorry I'm taking
That's okay,
your
go ahead.
presentation. If I see, like, those big packages of chicken or whatever, I will buy it when they're on sale, and divide it 1 or 2 pieces in a plastic bag, put it in the freezer, and I will take just what I'm gonna use that day. It takes forever. One of those, well, because I'm for myself, but it's a good way,
To stretch your dollars.
stretch your dollars when you see like a rice or beans or whatever you're gonna use and that you used to eat. If it is on sale, just get a little more.
And if anybody needs to be encouraged to eat well, I recommend a book called Omnivore's Dilemma by Michael Pollan. It's really a lot of fun to read, and after you've read it, you won't look at food the same way again.
Exactly. Are there any other questions or comments that you have, or maybe you want to share an experience you had at the store, something in relation to that? But yeah, I speak for myself when I say, just like what Gloria was saying, is sometimes you see these things on sale and you have coupons and you just want to buy, but the thing is you have to stop and really think and evaluate, okay, what is it that I really need, and how is this going to, make me healthy and get me to where I want to be. It's conscientious shopping. That's what I like to call it.
And so,
One thing that I do that I think works pretty well, because we eat tons of fruits and vegetables, and it's really cost effective. You can fill your tummy with good fruits and vegetables. So I'll be in Henry's or Sprouts or one of those that doesn't really have a lot of canned stuff. I mean, I just go in there for the fruits and vegetables, and a lot of the store is that. And then, you know, maybe once a month or something, go to a Vons or a Ralph's or something like that. Then that seems to work really well. If you have a Henry's or Sprouts or something like that. I'm trying to think of some of the names of the other ones that are,
I think
you know,
there's
it's real
Fresh and
produce.
Easy now, like the Fresh and Easy. is
Fresh,
like a
fresh
new-
and
Jumbo's are
easy.
people's food.
Fresh and
Healthy
easy
world.
doesn't really have. I mean, they don't let you buy the produce, you know, on the scale. They don't have scales, so it's kind of like Trader Joe's. It's by the piece, and I don't think that's necessarily cost effective. I think it's always better, and especially if you can follow the ads and, you know, get the stuff that's on sale. You know, it's probably better to do it by the pound, it seems like.
Well, the great experience that I've been having is with the farmers market.
Yeah.
I like greens,
Yeah.
and sometimes I will see the greens, and you just check where the stem was cut, and you will see it green, just fresh, just,
Yeah.
I mean,
That's definitely the best. Sometimes it can be kind of expensive, and I think this Fresh Fund helps a lot in that regard. And I know that the quality is better than Henry's or Sprouts. It's still probably, you know, in that big circle of everything goes to LA before, even if it was grown here, it goes up there and then comes back here. You know, sometimes stuff gets caught in that big transportation thing. So I know that the farmer's market's a big advantage to that, is it's the freshest you can get.
yes, and,
It's
and,
local.
and if you have $20 every month, you know, additional $20 every month, it gives you a lot of
Yeah,
vegetables.
yeah.
And they taste better too.
Yes, I agree.
And I'd like to speak in favor of getting sugar out of your diet. You all look a lot younger than me, but I ate a lot of sugar, and I think I put on a lot of weight, and I was tired a lot. And I went to a thing, and a lady suggested I try cutting sugar and refined carbohydrates out, and I lost a lot of weight, and I feel a lot healthier.
Oh, yeah.
And I think when you're young, it doesn't seem too important, but it catches up with you over time.
Does that include dark chocolate? I have a really big sweet tooth, and
Well,
I'll eat chocolate
the more
all
cocoa,
day.
the better.
Okay.
I've gotten so I enjoy baker's chocolate, which has no sugar, it's 100% cocoa.
Wow.
And I've gotten so my palate accepts that, and I think it is good for you.
Let me tell you something. Sugar and salt are two flavors that are learned. Okay? We learn to eat them. Unfortunately, sometimes we used to give our children sugar even in water. There's many people who does that. Or they prepare their food and they add salt in it. And so we are teaching our children to eat salt and sugar. But if you talk with a person, let's say someone who has hypertension or something like this, that they have to cut down in salt consumption, and after 15 days, and you ask them, and you just serve something with normal salt, you know, some dish with salt, they will tell, this is too salty, and they will return it. Try it. Or try, you know, not using sugar. I don't add sugar to anything, not even to oatmeal or coffee or anything.
I don't buy sugar.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And I buy it because sometimes people is used to drink their coffee with sugar or something, and they are at home, and you have to provide to them. But if you don't use sugar or salt, try it later on, and you will see that it doesn't taste good. It's just that we are used to the flavor.
Yeah, I actually grew up, my parents, what we always had as dessert was like fresh mangoes and pineapples and stuff. And so I grew up with that. And then also they like never use salt, and like sugar is just like rare as well. So like I remember when I was younger, I would kind of hate my parents for that. Like, why, how come I don't get sugar like my friends, you know? But now I understand why. Yeah.
Yes, and about chocolate, there are many kinds of chocolate. If you look for dark chocolate,
Yeah,
that
I love
65%.
dark chocolate over milk chocolate.
Yes, then you're okay. And if you don't eat too much, because even chocolate,
Yeah.
that can add up the calories. And
Right.
remember that if you eat 100 calories more every day than what you really need, you will end up putting 10 pounds in a year. And I mean, 100 calories is nothing. It can be in a cookie or.
Yeah, there's been some research done on that recently, that, they say that people who drink a lot of sugary drinks, that, like, for instance, just looking at the sugary drinks, that they, can gain up to between 15 to 25 pounds, depending on the,
With
the
just
rate of
one
consumption.
a day.
Yeah.
A 20-ounce soda.
It's a lot of sugar in one of those.
Yeah. So yeah, like Gloria was saying, it's one of those things that you have control over. You really do. Can really say, I don't need this. Why do I have to? I can just take it out, and it makes a world of difference. Your health is at stake. Even if it's painful, to get adapted to in the beginning, but it'll benefit you so much in the long run. Making those small changes, and you just watching out for your own well-being.
And there are so many diseases related to sugar and salt. It is amazing. It's amazing. So I think we went over our time, but I'm very pleased that all of you like Daisy's presentation. She's great.
Yeah, and thank you, and thank you again for participating. I liked all your comments, and feel free to contact us. My contact information is on here. You can also go to our website. Our contact information
And
is
could
on
you
there.
tell us your names again?
Oh, Daisy Lozano and Gloria Sotelo from the
Daisy Lozano.
Network for Healthy California.
And I'm going to ask you, would you give me one sheet of paper?
Sure.
So we can make a sign-in sheet, because we forgot that, Daisy.
Oh yeah.
And that's important. If you can just sign in here, your name and organization or phone number, okay?
Thank you so much.
And you said you're from UCSD?
Yeah, we're Network for Healthy California is a state-run program, but we're hosted here from UCSD. So we're an entity of UCSD as well through the health programs.
And the other thing that I would like, since you're here, I would like to add up one thing. We just gave you those cookbooks. Those are for low fat, low sugar, and low salt, but very tasty, because the flavor is being taken from natural sources. Let's say there's some zucchini muffin somewhere. The sugar, it has a little bit of sugar, but basically the sugar is taken from applesauce, and the moisture has no fat. The moisture is taken from the zucchini, so they're very good. And the other thing I want to tell you is there's a website in the back, CAChampionsforchange.net. You can find many more recipes there. Okay? This is our state website. You will find a lot of recipes, healthy recipes, easy to make and very tasty.
And like Gloria was saying, on the website, there's all these recipes plus other recipes. We have about 4 or 5 different cookbooks. This was our African American soul food recipes version. We also have a mainstream one with a lot of different types of recipes. And we also have a Latino cookbook as well, where there are Latino healthy recipes as well. And we recently had a new Asian cookbook as well, with different cultures, different Asian cultures, I believe mostly Chinese and a few others as well. Am I leaving anything out about the cookbooks there?
If someone speaks Spanish and can read Spanish, I have this one. It's a different one in Spanish. Do you?
Excuse me, I've got a long ways to go to my
Okay.
next one.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we're going to have another presentation here too.
Thank you.